Wow, what a qualifying session we have just witnessed. Q3, things got crazy, the conditions weren't that great, and it threw everything into complete unpredictability. And somehow, after everything that happened, Charles Leclerc is your pole man for the 2025 Hungarian Grand Prix. So today, we are out to try and beat that time, a 1 minute 15.372. Now, you might notice on screen, it's insane. The top 6, literally a tenth apart. Bonkers. Also, both Aston Martins in the mix, which is incredible. The Red Bulls were nowhere, and in Q3 the McLarens fell off because, interestingly, Lando Norris actually, I think, has the best time from qualifying with 1:14.8 in Q2, if my memory serves me correctly. So we do sort of have a second objective here to chase that Lando time if we beat Leclerc's. But for now, we'll settle for a 1:15.3 and we're going to get started. Now, I can't wait. Once again, we're using a Deploy's Ferrari. Last episode, we used, of course, his McLaren. So again, switching up with the mods and using something different in these videos. And we're going to start out with our first lap in this session. So we're going to put the MGK into low and we're going to get stuck in C3's compound hard tyres, which is the hardest compound available this weekend. Away we go for the first lap of the video. Down towards turn number 1. Nowhere near 8th gear. We run it in a bit deep into turn 1. We open up the DRS for the second straight as we head towards turn 2. Third gear corner, trying to get the power down, bit of oversteer. You can see we have no tyre temp, so that's not going to help as we race towards turn 4. Could go 6th through there, I think. Turn 5, long right-hander. You can lean on the exit curb a little bit into the chicane. Third gear, through the right, then the left. Quickly back on a bit of a lift, and we now send the car through these sweeping corners, these sweeping curves in sector 2. That's turn 11, I believe, or turn 12, or turn 10. Almost flat already. A little bit deep into turn 11, I think that is, or turn 12. Penultimate corner, third gear. Power down super early, and now the last corner. Try and stay tight, which we do not do. We get some understeer. Over the line we go, and our first lap is a 1:18.8. So already, not a million miles away, 3.5 seconds off. So let's get to work and get some more time found somewhere. Now, last episode we learned a lot in terms of how this mod and how this car works. Number 1 is the gear set. For general, 364 top speed. It's not relevant. We didn't even run it in Spa, so we're not running it today. We're going to go to quick shift, and that's going to give our top speed 331. So that should be a lot more competitive. We're going to add some medium tires into the mix as well. And then for the fuel, we have 30 litres, which equates to 21 laps. We're going to halve that to 15 litres, which equates to 10. We're going to run the MGK in balanced. We're also going to up the engine brake to 9. Elsewhere, aero, I'll go up by 5 on all of them, and we'll see how that performs. And then really, I'll just knock the brake bias to 54, a little bit rearward, and I want to get these run heights down because it's a very flat circuit. I'll go 70 on the front. I won't go to the lowest just yet. For the rear, I'll put that down a little bit, and let's give this a go. I can already feel a massive difference in terms of car performance. But here we go. We're on to balanced. Just double checking as we begin our lap at the final corner. Here we go, ramping it up as we race down towards turn 1. Spot the braking. At the white line pretty much, the 100-meter board. Third gear, nice exit, already 3/10 up. Turn 2. Braking almost at the 50, which is on the inside, 4th gear this time. No oversteer, nice clean exit. We find a whole chunk of time as we now head towards turn 4. Nice and quick through there, can probably go quicker than that. 5, this time in 5th gear. Lots more grip, chicane. Bumping the first one and the second, probably a bit too much. And now through the sweepers. A second up as we now head into turn 9 and now turn 10. Almost flat through 10. Into 11. Fourth gear this time as well, using just higher gears in general, of course, with that different gearbox. Still third for the penultimate corner. We run a bit wide. We'll set up the final corner a bit better this time. And we stay tight. A little bit too much inside curb and we bleed a bit of time. Up till the line we go. And it's a 1:17.2. So we are within 2 seconds, but still 1.9 to be found. So let's get some soft tyres on and see what we're working with. So straight on then, a set of softs, not messing around for the fuel. We will go for half again, which is 4.6 laps. We'll leave a little bit in the reserve in case we need to find a bit more pace. I'm going to put the engine brake... Actually, no, I'll leave it at 9. I'm happy with it at 9. I was going to go a little bit more, but I'm happy with it. For the wing, I'm just going to go down on the rear a little. Should be fine. We learned last episode you can actually go down on the rear wing quite a bit, but you do want stability and downforce here, especially on the rear end. For the camber, we're not overheating too much, so I can afford to probably push the front and the rear a bit more. We'll leave the toe stock for now. Brake bar feels good, and all I'll do here is basically just get that front and rear roll bar just load a little bit. Also, I'm going to get that rear wheel rate down a bit. I'll up the front, and then I think this will give us a decent balance. I'm also going to put them ride heights down to minimum, very flat track, and this should give us a decent improvement. Right, here we go. NGK high engaged. Tyres a little bit cold as we have a bit of a slide up the last corner, but we're underway. Let's see how we get on. Turn 1. Let's try and brake late. Third gear. Focus on the exit. Not bad. Turn 2. This time braking at the 50. A little bit wide, but you can sort of take a wide line through turn 2. It's not the biggest issue in the world. I want to try and carry some speed here through turn 4. Oh, that was right on the track limit. Right on the white line in 7th gear. Chicane. I'm going to try 4th gear and see how it feels. We kind of go around the curbs, and that seemed to work pretty decently. Now into the sweepers. Way more grip now with this tyre. Flat through 10. You betcha. Lovely. Brake at the curb for turn 11. You can put it back a little bit later than that. Back end fighting. Tyres getting a bit hot, but we stay tight through the penultimate corner, which is good. Final corner. Oh, the overheating. Getting some understeer. Still though, good improvement. And it's a 1:15.8. So that gets us in the mix already. To be fair, we're looking pretty good. So half a second off the pole time. Let's see what we can try and find. Now I'm happy with tyres. I'm happy with tyre pressures. I could maybe go up on the left side by a click, but it doesn't need much of an adjustment. For the fuel, we're going to put it on minimum, so that's 5 litres. And now we're going to start to dial this into the MGK recovery. We'll go 20%. That's usually the best value for me for a push lap. And here is my ace. My MGH mode, we're going to put that into motor, and we're going to also manually override the battery. I'm going to put the wing up by 1 with that in mind, because I think we can offset the extra wing with the extra engine power, so we should be stronger overall. Camber, I'm happy with because we're starting to overheat. I will max out and put a bit more on the right side because we can afford to have a bit more tyre temp on that side of the car. Dampers we'll leave unchanged for now. I'll give 53 brake bars a go to try and find a bit more time. Ride height's already on minimum. I'm quite happy, but I'll put the roll bar down again, 3 and 1. That should do the trick. And we're going to see how this all works with the manual override on battery. Right, let's see. This should be pretty damn quick. I think we've got a good shot at beating the time on this lap. Here we go. Over the line, using DRS, using the battery. Look at the free time gain. There it is. Turn 1. Good downshifting and braking. Already at 2/10 up. That's really good. Got to try and turn a bit earlier for turn 2 and get my nose in a bit sooner. Looks good. We'll be 0.3 up in the first sector. Here we go. Full send through there. Not as on the limit as before. A little bit of grass. Go back down to third and then short shift to fourth. That chicane though is giving me a bit of trouble. Good sweepers so far. Flat through here, come on. Oh, that's out of bounds. That's out of bounds. So I will back out. That's a track limit violation. Right, we'll try that again. I've also taken it a bit easier on the outlap to try and manage my tyre temps. So we'll see if this pays off or not. Probably make a bit later than that for turn one, but it's all good. I'll short shift to fourth though. That feels a bit better. Not up as much, but that could be down to cold tyres. We should benefit from that in sector 2 and 3. Bit oversteer out of turn 2. I was quick through there and committed. 5th gear through 5. This time no grass on exit. Driving around the curbs. And now we just hook these up. Hopefully the tyres hold on a bit better. Let's see if we can try to go flat through here again. Oh, that's a track limit again. I don't think it's flat anymore. Not with this engine mode maxed out. I think it's not possible. The car doesn't quite hang on. My God, I'm still struggling to get the power down out of turn 2. There we go, just a very slight lift. We're looking good on this one, even with the oversteer moments. Short shifting seems to be helping into the last corner. Battery looks good as well. To the line, we're going to beat it. 1:15.1. So we beat Leclerc's time, as I mentioned, and I sort of expected this. We're going to try and beat Lando's time, I think, in Q2, I believe, 1:14.8, because the wind is what picked up in Q3, and I can't quite simulate the wind that they had in Q3, which basically disrupted things. So we're going to now revert to the Q2 time from Lando and see if we can beat that. Wow, that's a lot of time there. Ooh, wow, that was a great lap. We hooked it up. Just made a couple of tweaks and we hooked it up. But we are 6 milliseconds off beating Lando's time. He did a 1:14.890. So we need to just improve by a hairline and we've got it. Oh, I'm out of control. Oh my God, I don't believe it. Exact same time. That little snap through the freaking turn 5 cost me. Yes, what a lap. what a lap. We put it all together. Very minor corrections, but that was on the limit. That felt great, and I'm happy with that. 1:14.6. Right, let's break it all down then, and let's talk about the setup. Now, the gear set was quick shift, made a massive difference. For the tyres, softs, C5s, of course, with the asymmetrical pressures, as I mentioned before. 5 litres of fuel with high on the MGUK motor on the MGUH, 911 brake engine brake, and 20% MGUK recovery. Then 15.7 on the wing, that's what I went for, maximum front wing, and then quite a big offset to the rear, but the car was still somewhat stable. Camber toe, as I did before, slightly asymmetrical, bit more on the right side. And then dampers, I didn't have to do them because we was basically there on the time, so it's about subtle differences, small margins, not having to overhaul or make big risks on setup. Brake bars, 53, heave dampers, as always, default on every single car mod I use. Suspensions, now, minimum ride height, very flat track, no big bumps, so we can really push it. The only one you have to worry about is really the chicane, and then also, as always, running some lower anti-roll bars front and rear, and upping the front wheel rate and lowering the rear. In other words, the wheel rate is responsiveness. The lower it is, the more stable the car is. The higher it is, the more responsive it is. So higher wheel rate on the front to have the car be sharp on the nose into fast corners, and then low on the rear for stability purposes, but you've got to make sure the balance isn't too much off, otherwise you can have instability, and the rest is default. But guys, there we go. Absolutely love that one. Really good fun. The Deploy Ferrari is a lot of fun to use, so I'll leave the car linked down below. Last episode, we used the McLaren, so that's 2 in a row now. They've both been really, really good, and I'm actually quite happy we've got to use 2 different cars in 2 consecutive episodes. So down below, you're going to have links to the car, the track updates, everything. It's all going to be down there as always, guys. Look for the mods section, and all my other mods that I use will be down there as well for Assetto Corsa. But guys, cheers for watching. Try and smash over 1,000 likes on this video. It massively helps out on the algorithm and lets me know you enjoy this type of content. Subscribe for more daily F1, F125 Assetto Corsa content, as you guys know. And yeah, check out the 2 videos on screen for more. A massive shout out to the channel members. And I'll see you guys soon. Hopefully it's a good race. Hopefully it's a fun one. And I'll see you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.